day, everyone. Today, our symposium presentation is about researching children through social media platforms, ethical challenges, and digital safety responsibilities. These are the panelists for today. Me, myself, Natasha, Anna, Faridah, and Asfahan. This is the list of our contents. We are going to give an overview of the research background, its ethical challenges, recommendations, and conclusion. So to begin with, I would like to invite Anna to explain the reasons why researchers want to conduct research on children's use of social media.
Thank you, Natasha. It's very important to research children's social media use. According to the study conducted in 2024 by the Tun Tang Chen Lok Center for Social and Policy Studies, it consists of a total of 528 respondents who participated in the survey. Malaysians aged between 16 to 30 spend an average of 7 to 8 hours a day online, including time spent browsing through social media.
That's a shocking statistic, yeah, as it means that Malaysians spend one third of their day on social media. Anna, is this really important to us to know children online behavior and its contribution?
Yes, definitely it's really very important for us to understand children's online behavior because it is increasingly vital as digital technologies have become deeply integrated into children's daily lives. From learning and communication to entertainment, online spaces shape their social and cognitive development. Studying these behaviors allows researchers to critically understand how children experience the digital world.
That's a lot to go. What are the considerations researchers need to take into account?
So first, one major strength of this research is its ability to highlight both opportunities and risks. On the positive side, digital platforms can support learning, creativity, and social interaction, offering valuable developmental benefits. However, these benefits must be weighed against significant risks, such as cyberbullying, harmful content, privacy breaches, and online exploitation. This shows that children's online experiences are complex and require careful examination. In addition, research findings can guide policies and interventions. They provide useful insights for parents, educators, policymakers, and technology companies in promoting safer digital practices. However, there's a critical concern, which is policies and regulations often struggle to keep up with the rapid changes in technology, which may limit their effectiveness.
Anna, good justification of why we, as researchers, have to understand children's use of social media. Can you please further elaborate on the benefits of studying online behavior and why children are vulnerable online?
Yes, there are a lot of benefits of studying children's online behavior. First, it is to understand digital interaction. Studying children's online behavior helps researchers understand how children communicate, how they learn, how they build relationships in digital spaces. However, online interactions may differ significantly from face to face behavior, raising questions about how digital environments shape social development and identity. Second, researchers are able to identify risks and opportunities. Research highlights both the advantages and dangers of online engagement. While digital platforms can promote creativity, learning, and social connection, they also expose children to risks such as cyberbullying, harmful content, and privacy threats. This reflects the complex and contradictory nature of digital spaces.
I do agree with Anna. What about other highlights of doing research on children's social media use?
Yes, definitely. There are other highlights. First is the informing policies and interventions. Findings can support the development of policies, educational strategies, and online safety measures. However, a critical issue is that technology evolves faster than regulations, meaning many policies may quickly become outdated or ineffective. So second, it is to support children's well-being. Research can contribute to improving children's psychological, emotional, and social well-being by identifying healthier digital practices. Nevertheless, there's ongoing debate about whether increased digital engagement always benefits well-being because an excessive use may also contribute to anxiety, dependency on social media, or reduce face to face interaction. So, the key argument here is since children are vulnerable, it creates special ethical obligations while conducting research.
Thank you, Anna. This is an insightful sharing. Yeah. However, when we talk about researching children, it definitely is not easy, right? Esfahan, could you please tell us more about the ethical consideration in conducting research on children's social media use?
Thank you, Farida. When conducting research on children's social media use, researchers face unique ethical challenges arising from children's vulnerability, digital power structures, platform governance, and data extraction practices. As Anna highlighted, children may be particularly susceptible to manipulation and privacy violation, especially with data shared online, due to their cognitive capacities that are still developing. As can be seen here, the four challenges are informed consent and assent, privacy and confidentiality, public versus private online content, and data collection from social media platforms. The first challenge is informed consent and assent. While parental consent and child assent remain essential ethical requirements, digital environment complicate the process of ensuring genuine understanding. This creates an ethical tension between protecting children from potential harm and recognizing their participatory right as active digital citizens. Researchers must therefore provide each appropriate explanation that support meaningful and ongoing consent rather than treating consent as one-time procedural requirement.
So as far as I am concerned, right, children are really not aware of their own privacy and confidentiality. They might expose their important profile on social media.
That is true. The second challenge is privacy and confidentiality. In a digital environment, anonymity can be difficult to guarantee because usernames, images, online interaction, and metadata may allow participants to be re-identified. Beyond technical concern, this raises broader questions about data ownership and children's digital rights. Researchers must therefore adopt robust safeguarding measures such as encryption and restricted access, while recognizing that privacy is not merely a technical issue but also a matter of ethical responsibility and trust. A third challenge concerns the distinction between public versus private online content. Although children's social media posts may be publicly accessible, accessibility does not necessarily imply ethical legitimacy for research use. Children may perceive this interaction as private or semi-private spaces. Consequently, researchers must consider participants' expectation of privacy and the contextual meaning of online interaction rather than relying solely on legal definition of public data.
That's a lot we need to consider. I am also thinking of the process of collecting data from this platform. What do you think, Esfahan?
So that brings us to the fourth challenge that involves data collection from social media platforms. Digital research methods enable large-scale collection of user-generated content. often through passive observation or automated data extraction. While these approaches provide valuable insights, they also raise concern regarding surveillance, data ownership, and unequal power relationship between researchers, platform, and child users. Researchers must therefore remain transparent about how data are collected, analyzed, stored, and shared throughout the research process. In conclusion, traditional research ethics become more complex in digital environment because issues of consent, privacy, participation, and data ownership are increasingly interconnected. Our position is that ethical research involving children on social media should move beyond procedural compliance and adopt a child-centered approach that balances protection and participation. As digital technologies continues to transform childhood experiences, researchers must continuously adapt ethical practices to address emerging form of digital risk, surveillance, and power asymmetry. Thank you.
Thank you, ESFAHAN. I think as researchers, right, we have to be more aware of children's privacy and protecting children's rights while we do research regarding their use of social media. Since children are a vulnerable group, shall we talk about digital safety and potential harm, Farida?
Okay, that's a great question, and I'm glad you brought it up. As we can see on the slide, my section critically examined digital safety and the potential risks associated with children's social media use. While digital platforms offer opportunities for communication and learning, they also expose children to potential threats and negative experiences. Therefore, researchers must consider not only how data are collected, but also how their research may affect children's safety, privacy, and well-being. And also, cyberbullying is a common online risk for children and young people, as UNESCO 2023 reported that about 1 in 3 young people worldwide have experienced cyberbullying. Discussing this experience during this research may cause emotional distress. So, researchers should provide appropriate and allow participants to withdraw from the study if they feel uncomfortable. Thank you.
Yes, cyberbullying is indeed a severe issue that affects children. Farida, could you please share more about other issues that researchers maybe are not aware of?
Thank you, Natasha, for this thoughtful question. Besides cyberbullying, another important issue is the psychological impact of harmful online content by research by Patty Volkenberg et al. 2022 found that repeated exposure to negative content can increase anxiety, stress, and low self-esteem among children and adolescents. However, future research should also explore how children develop resilience, coping strategies, and digital literacy skills to provide a more balanced understanding. And also, researcher must address data misuse and digital surveillance. Children often share personal information online without fully understanding how it may be collected or used. Therefore, researchers have a responsibility to protect participant data and ensure informed consent. And also, a related concern is the risk of re-identification. Even when names are removed, digital traces such as screenshot, username, or unique online post can reveal a participant identity. This challenges the assumption that anonymization alone is enough to guarantee privacy. Thank you.
That is very insightful, Farida. There is one thing I need your clarification from. It is to do with the digital footprints. It seems to have adverse effect on children. Can you please elaborate?
Thank you for that insightful question, Esfahan. Long-term digital footprint remain a serious but often overlooked issue. information collected during research may remain accessible for years and could influence a children's future education, reputation, or even career opportunities. This shows that the consequences of research can extend far beyond the study itself. In conclusion, a critical review of digital safety shows that researchers must not only focus on gathering valuable data but also uh, question the ethical, emotional, and long term consequences of their work. Protecting children's safety, privacy, and well being should remain the highest priority throughout the entire research process. Thank you.
Thank you, Farida. It is indeed creating awareness for researchers to provide a safe digital environment and reduce potential harm to children while we are doing the research. Natasha, to highlight our strengths, what are our ethical positions on conducting research and the recommendations?
Thank you, Esfahan. Based on our discussion, it is clear that ethical research involving children's social media use requires more than just following procedures. It demands continuous reflection and shared responsibility among all stakeholders involved. To begin with, we strongly emphasize child centered research approaches. This means that children shouldn't be viewed merely as participants but as active contributors whose voices, comfort, and well being are prioritized. Research methods should be age appropriate, respectful, and designed in a way that ensures children feel safe and understood throughout the process. Secondly, we highlight the importance of ongoing consent processes. Consent shouldn't be treated as a one time agreement. Instead, researchers must continuously ensure that both parents and children are still willing to participate. Children should also be reminded that they have the right to withdraw at any point without any negative consequences.
Oh, that's a lot to consider. But I am particularly interested in having child centered approaches, yet acquiring consent from them is important. So, Natasha, anything else we as researchers need to pay attention to?
Thank you, Anna, for the question. Okay, next we recommend data minimization practices. Researchers should only collect data that is necessary for the study. This helps reduce risks related to privacy breaches and ensures that children's personal information is not unnecessarily exposed or stored. We also call for stronger ethical review procedures. Ethics committees should carefully evaluate research in involving children in digital environments, especially studies involving social media data. Continuous monitoring should also be encouraged to ensure that ethical standards are maintained throughout the research process, not only at the approval stage. Lastly, we emphasize the importance of digital safety education. Researchers, parents, educators should work together to educate children about online safety, privacy awareness, and responsible digital behavior. This ensures that children are not only protected during research but are also empowered to navigate digital spaces safely in their daily lives. So, in conclusion, our key ethical position is that ethical research requires shared responsibility among researchers, ethics committees, parents, schools, and digital platforms. Only through this collective responsibility we can ensure that research involving children is conducted in a way that is safe, respectful, and beneficial.
Hmm, That's a lot to learn as researchers, right? So, to conclude, our group believes that research on children's social media is really essential because social media plays a significant role in children's lives today. Understanding how children engage with digital platforms helps researchers, educators, and policymakers better support children's learning, development, and well-being in an increasingly digital world. Esfahan, what do you think? Esfahan, what do you think? Maybe you can share your thought with us as well, right? How about Farida? What do you think?
Thank you, Anna. For the privacy concern and digital safety, in my opinion, researchers have a responsibility to protect children's privacy and digital safety, and this include obtaining informed consent from parents or guardian, securing children assets, and ensuring that personal information is kept confidential. Researchers should also carefully consider the risks associated with collecting and storing online data. Thank you.
Natasha, what is your point of view?
Okay, based on our discussion, Anna, our collaborative position is that while research on children's social media use is essential for understanding contemporary learning and development, researchers must adopt child-centered ethical practices that prioritize informed participation, privacy protection, and digital safety. Ethical responsibility extends beyond legal compliance to actively safeguarding children's well-being throughout the research process. By doing so, research can generate valuable knowledge while ensuring that the best interests of child remain the highest priority.
However, children are vulnerable population. So research involving them requires child-centered ethical practices. Researchers must ensure that children are treated with respect and that their views and experiences are valued throughout the research process. Ethical research should empower children while protecting their rights. I think that's all for our sharing. That's a good one. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, Anna, before we
Thank you,
end,
everyone.
here is our full report for this topic. I think we need to um take a look and read the report regarding our presentation.
Thank you for your sharing. Thank you, everyone.